Want that big dick energy to just like really communicate through the screen. Okay, welcome back. Today we're gonna do a super dewy, glowy, natural, kind of as natural as it gets for me at least, summer look. That was a really long-winded, fucking super long-winded title. But pretty much I've gotten a lot of requests because I've been trying to do a little bit lighter makeup, even though it's still full face cake glam, for the summer since it's been really humid and hot in New York, and because I don't want to clog my pores so much if I'm going to be out in the sun and like I have like a whole cake face on. So this is my go-to kind of like summer easy glowy look. This is if you want to look literally blinding and you want to look like you're sweating constantly and then have even more highlighter on top. So if you're interested, then just keep watching this tutorial. Let's jump right in. Okay, since we're gonna be out in the sun, it's really important to protect your skin from UV rays. And I don't wear sunscreen all the time, but ever since I started reading a bunch of articles, I've become paranoid, so I'm gonna go in with this sunscreen that my friend Anna recommended me. It's from like Biore. Is that how you pronounce it? UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence, and it has an SPF of 50. So I'm just gonna put that on to, I don't know, protect my skin, I guess. It smells kind of like alcohol though, and oranges. So alcoholic oranges. Kind of like a screwdriver, which I had the other day, and I had half of it and it got me drunk. And now I look kind of dead inside because, well, dead inside and out. I am always dead inside, but outside I look dead today. Because my friend, one of my best friends, was very ill this morning. She came knocking on my door asking me to go to the hospital with her, so we went to the ER and we've been there for a couple hours, so. Now it's 2 p.m. and I'm ready to put on some makeup so I look dashing. So I'm going to use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, and this is going to be good because I think when it's hot out in the summer, you do want your skin to be moisturized, just because like if it's dry heat, like that's very important that your skin still has some moisture in it, and so I just want to go in with something that's moisturizing. I'm going to go in with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. You don't have to use this because it's fucking expensive, but I wanted to use this because this is just like such a good formula. It's so lightweight and it's like looks like skin, and that's kind of what I'm going for, like a natural dewy kind of coverage. And so if you want to use anything else, totally feel free to. I use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless usually, or I go for the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation, but I'm using this one just because I love it so much. So I would just opt for something that's like a light to medium coverage, so if it's full coverage, you're not going to get that kind of effect of like a natural skin. Masturbate this, give a little hand job to it, okay? Warm it up a little bit. Okay, prepare it. Also going to add 1 or 2 drops of the Cover FX, what is this? The Custom Enhancer Drops in the shade Sunlight, and this is going to give you even more glow. Did that. That's my little concoction. And I got the new Booty Blender. She's so cute. Love this little sapphire limited edition Booty Blender. And I'm just going to dip in, and I'm going to kind of spread it all over my face. I want to use a Beauty Blender because this gives like a really even application, and it soaks up any excess, so you're not going to put more than you want on your skin. Now I'm going to go in with the concealer. I'm going to opt for the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This is one of my favorite drugstore concealers of all time, and it just gives like a really nice coverage, and it's not super full coverage or anything, but lightens up my under eyes enough. Paint some of that. Take some down my nose, forehead, chin.
And then just blend away.
I'm going to use Fenty Beauty's Matchstick in Mocha, and I really like this actually. I really just warmed up to it. I feel like it's a really nice blendable formula, and so we're just going to go ahead and use that to define our face. And I find that cream formulas are a lot better for like natural looks because they just blend in nicer to the skin and they don't leave like a powdery finish. And I think that they're just kind of easy to work with and they won't really melt off your face if you have like sweat. Like they kind of like sink into your skin. And if you go too hard with this, you can always go back in the other side with your concealer and then just kind of blend that in together. So now I'm gonna powder, and this part is important because you don't want to put too much powder on, just like a light layer. And I'm going to use the new ColourPop loose setting powder that they just launched, the no filter with the foundation, which if you want to hear a tutorial on that, I have my thoughts. Taking this random ass brush, it's actually supposed to be for foundation, and I'm just going to go under my eyes with this. For the rest of the face, we're going to use the pressed powder from ColourPop. Brush, swirl it around, and I'm only going to bring it on, because there's a little bit of coverage here, I'm only going to bring it onto parts that I want to kind of carve out. So like down here, cheekbone wise, you can already see like, makes a little bit of difference, and I'm just going to tap it in to lightly set the rest. Brows are really up to personal preference, and I really like dramatic brows. I like carved brows, but some people really like, you know, feathery, light, more natural brows. So I'm gonna try and do an in-between, and it's probably gonna end up looking literally like a block that I draw on with Sharpie, but regardless, we're gonna go for it. That's my Benefit Brow in shade number 5, and I'm gonna just start carving it out. I like to start at the end of my brow, lightly define. I'm really gonna try and make it natural. It's already not natural. Just using a really light hand with the excess product. And with the Milani Baked Powder Blush in Luminoso, and this is like, we're going for glow to the max. So this shade is like such a bright. It's like the NARS Orgasm like dupe for the drugstore, but it is so shimmery and glowy. Like, I will just show you in just a minute. Here we go. Wow. I want my cheeks to be a little bit more rosy, so I'm also going to go in with an Anastasia blush trio. This is in Peachy Love. Good. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to take my fave, the Anastasia Soft Glam Palette. I'm going to take a really fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to tap into the shade Orange Soda. Pop that into the crease very lightly, and like, doesn't have to be perfect. So we're also going to go into Burnt Orange, taking the same brush, and I'm just going to go a little bit lower, but also do a light wash over the lid. I'm going to go ahead and actually bring those colors onto my lower lash line. Something extra on the lid, we're just going to go into the shade Glistening in the palette, and we're just going to use our finger and kind of tap it over the lid here, and you can already see that like gives it a really nice, cute, like, boop, like a little boop. Also wanted to say that this like new Fenty Beauty Duo, like in Sandcastle, is like stunning. Like, I'm just going to put a little bit on so you can see. I'm like, you see that? Whoa. What? Maybe that's the look.
I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it too. Wait a minute. Wait a hot second, sister. That's pretty nice. That's pretty neat. Okay, we're gonna use Beach Bay. It's by Tarte. It's the Chrome Paint Shadow, and these are just like fucking amazing. Like, do you see that? Whoa. Let's just get some mascara on there and pump up these lashes. So I'm gonna use the Heroin Make Long and Curl mascara. Super waterproof. This shit is not playing around. Like, it's fucking waterproof. I can't even fucking take it off sometimes. And this is like a Japanese mascara. I find it's the only one that actually helps hold my curls. I just don't know why. I'm gonna take this tiny detail brush. This is called a liner brush, actually. It's from Real Techniques. And I'm gonna pull out two things. First is going to be my Kevyn Aucoin Medium Sculpting Powder, and is this really random NYX Cosmetics Cake That Powder eyeliner. And this is what I like to use for my faux freckles, and I use both in tandem just because I feel like this one gives like more brown pigment. I use the brown, not the black. And then the Kevyn Aucoin gives like a really kind of ashy, natural look to it, so I kind of just bounce around both of them. I'm gonna take some setting spray and then spritz the brush just so that it kind of dampens it, and dip into the Kevyn Aucoin first and do a couple little dabs. I start off in the middle of the nose because I feel like that's where I want to draw the most attention to, and I'm lightly just tapping. I'm going to take a little bit of that brown color and then also a little bit of this. And then this gives more like emphasis to certain freckles. You don't want them just in one area. You want them kind of all over the place. Dotting, dotting, dotting. And now we're going to go in with glow. Okay. I really like using any of the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek highlighters, and this is in the shade Lunch Money. It's a little bit more of like a subtle, like cute gold. It's just not subtle. I'm just gonna tap some onto my nose here, and then inner corners, and then down the bridge of my nose, and then some onto the cheek. I'm going to take my Ride or Die, this highlighter. I've never bought a backup of a product until I met this highlighter, and it is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. This shit is so fucking good. I use it every day, and it's still like this. I'm like, how? Go ahead and blind you. I feel so much more myself. Me choking on my dick. On cum. Because I just came so hard. I don't know if you're wet, but I am. Just fucking put this everywhere, honestly. Like, what the fuck? Don't be shy. It's just so wet. I love it. Put some of your collarbones here, sweetie. I love this. People, like, men are always, like, cis men are always like, hey, you're glowing. I'm like, yeah, bitch, it's fucking makeup, stupid. Fucking shit. Jesus Christ. Oh! Oh my god. This is what I want my cum to look like. It's probably what my cum looks like already, though. I'm not even kidding. This lipstick, it's the Audacious Lipstick Rouge à la Rose. It's just a NARS lipstick. In the shade Addie. And that just glides on. What? Stunning. Wow. So I'm taking the limited edition MAC X Aaliyah, my goddess, my gem, my inspo, my Capricorn queen. May she rest in peace. But I bought 3 of these because I was like, we're not letting this go. So this is like a super, this is in the shade Brooklyn Born. It's disrespectful how good that is. Although, who can guess what's missing? That's like the Dora the Explorer, like, the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and we're just gonna drench ourselves in this because we're gonna take any of the excess powder, although we didn't put on a lot, but you know, right now we're looking a little bit matte. Wait, that's not true. It looks so glowy, but we just wanna melt everything into the skin once more. Actually, actually love the way it turned out, and like I've been trying to wear this like all the time because it just feels really like refreshing, feels really glowy, but also like fun, and like I feel confident in it. So that's the finished look. You're gonna be seeing a lot more from me because summer is here and I've just gotten out of my creative rut, aka my laziness, aka my post-grad existential crisis. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!